Tactile sensory perceptors, hands, arms and fingers cross communities in chaos, fences and yards back and front, lots and street corners hemming in ignorance, racism, and indifference. All but with a hand, a slight wave of acknowledgement, a casual salute as dated salutation or its part in the tip of a hat. Just think of it. With a hand for playing patty cake games of playfulness or held out in greeting the shake of strangers' welcome. Hands. That's all we really need. Brown ones and beige ones and pink ones and tanned to tarred black ones with cold dusted fingers or white ones paled paste in a Crayola-colored world. Hands. Aged or wrinkled to those newly formed. D-fisted, no knuckles taut nor tight with rage, but instead taught by tolerance to extend beyond the personal spaces, to mend the seams in the tattered places of our many cultured nations' fabric. Hands. Imagine it. Short ones and long ones, thick-fingered, flat-tipped to those skinny and knuckled unnatural or those thin ones with sculptured nails. Hands. Hi, my name is Dr. Kimmika Williams-Witherspoon, and I am a poet, playwright, anthropologist, and associate professor of theater history at Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am inspired by words and the people who must use words every single day to communicate to a world that is changing.
Do you see me? Clear through to the real. Do you hear me? God uttered enthusiastically. Can you feel me? A change coming with the pit. We shall endure.
As the levees breach and the water rose, finding versus looting, goodness knows. Darwinian notions of survival of the fittest turning in on itself, privileging wealth made barbaric because of color, age, and class. Ask anybody. Finding versus looting, food, stores, clothing, guns, shops, chock full of ammunition, those with means heeding premonition, those without used to living a life of forgots and on exhibition, left to ride it out. No pun intended, waiting in the water. Louisiana Superdome, no kind of real home.
Sister Sonia has been obliged to speak of Gwen Brooks, obliged to speak for Mama, obliged to speak to fathers and brothers and sisters with whom we've all shared watery soup. Sister Sonia has been obliged to loosen our scalps, navigate wounds, wrap us in rage and recovery, to negotiate hypnotic seashores that belch waves like knowledge of birth and death, to wash us all tall, no longer ugly like the second and third grade sisters, but napped free from notions of hair short, legs and face ashy. Sister Sonia says a pretty little black girl looking just like me.
I've been doing this a long time. I started writing when I was 8 years old, but didn't take it seriously until I was in college. Went out for the debate team and actually performed one of my own poems as my audition piece. And I've been hooked as a writer ever since. Osiris Intercede, a spiritual odyssey. In the cold, dark black of night, when late and early begin to merge, I heard myself begin to pray. Osiris, intercede. The man and his vixens have a hex on me. Somebody must have heard I was learning my history. You know, the one thing sort of led into the other. From writing poetry, the poems got longer and longer, and eventually they demanded to be plays. and there were more characters with more voices, with much more dialogue. And then after a while, the plays demanded to be legitimated in some way. And so I had to go back to school again and again and again until I finally got my doctorate in anthropology. And it's still recording, it's recording the stories of my community. With everything that I've ever done, as a poet, as a playwright, as an anthropologist, that's who I am, that's what I am, that's what I do.
In the role of narrator, Bean sets herself up as a witness, and although white and privileged, a woman nevertheless, without the power to change fate or the course of events. We owe a debt of gratitude, all of us, women scholars, because she was certainly a scholar, women writers, whether it's creative writing, her poetry, which I haven't talked about, and then her plays. I mean, we owe a debt of gratitude to Afra Bean, but then we also have to tease apart where she could have gone so much further.
I have seen art touch offenders in prison, and they weep tears for the crimes that they've committed, fully understanding that there were larger power structures as to why, but feeling remorse, sometimes for the first time in their lives, because of a poem or a song or a piece of drama. I've also seen art inspire young children from 2nd grade to 12th grade, teaching them how to write a play and giving them a voice for the first time sometimes. Art changes lives. We say it all the time, and it does sound cliche, but it's the truth.
If any of y'all don't know Dr. Kimmika L.H. Williams-Witherspoon, she has pushed us all to our limits. Yep. We never asked for that, but she did it anyway. Even though we didn't really want it to happen, we've all benefited from it so much. We've grown as a family. She said the first day of class, look to your right, to your left. This is going to be your family. And we didn't think it was true, but it's true. And we have her to thank for all of that. I know we're going to miss you a lot. But we're gonna keep
that goes far beyond me, before me. She's helped me so much as a person. Just my whole life has changed because of her, because of me. She opens people up and just pulls out everything that's been holding them and just lets it go in any way, shape, or form. And sometimes you may be crying and sometimes you may be laughing, but she just has that power to just make you calm, and it's okay, and just be yourself and let everything go. And she's influenced so many students, and I can't say one student that I haven't met one that hasn't changed, or at least their lives haven't been changed without her. She just changes everything. In just 2 classes, 3 classes, and I will mention her name to students on campus, and they'll say, "Oh, I know her, I love her, she's amazing, and she's done so much, she taught me so much." And it just goes beyond the classroom. It really goes beyond the classroom. She's an amazing teacher, more than teacher. So that she embodies a professor, someone who just cares so much about education, about helping people be who they want to be, helping artists. And you take that with you as you keep going.
The impact that Kimmika Williams-Witherspoon has had on me has been tremendous, amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better person to come into my life. I am going to truly miss seeing her and going to her class and just having the aunt, cousin, mom talks and just being with her.
I got to meet her at a lecture on campus, and we've just, every time we've passed each other, she's been like, take my class. I'm like, I want to, and I was really trying to, and fortunately, I was able to get my major department requires taken care of so I could join in her class, because just the work that I saw alone from the poetry as performance, I knew that I wanted to be part of that process. That my grandpa writes poetry, and I also, have a desire to write. And Kimmika has really allowed me this semester to kind of start finding my voice as a writer, and she's been very encouraging, and she's always, a moment to like sit down with her and talk. Like those are very valuable moments. Very good wisdom and advice for life.
My first semester here, I didn't really know any of the professors. I didn't really feel like I knew what I was doing or where I was going, and then I decided to take a poetry class. I don't even know what happened. I came to one of the shows and something clicked in me, like I need to Kimmika's poetry class, and I left her side. That class, she was so just inspirational to me and empowering, and she really helped me to find myself as a student again, find myself as what I wanted to do in life. And after that class, I bothered her every month to let her let me be her TA. Just anything I ask, whether it be school or just personal life, she has been there. She's a great asset to Temple, because there's many students who have not really been in the same predicament as me, not really knowing what they want to do or where they're going, and have been able to be blessed to be in Kimmika's class or one of her classes, and she's helped them. There's something that just clicks when you have a professor that is truly passionate about what they do, that truly wants to see the students grow, truly wants for them to get the best that they can get out of this college experience. She's a wonderful...
Sort of grown and developed. My mission is just that, to tell the stories of my people. And I think part of the reason why I've chosen that as my mission is because of my upbringing. I come from a long line of Pentecostal preachers. So that the voice and being able to tell a story effectively to a community has always been very much a part of my background, my foundation. And then we have stories to tell, and if we don't tell them, then they die. And if they die, what do we leave behind? What do we pass on to our children?